All right, let's jump right into this explainer. We're going to follow an everyday guy, let's call him John, to see exactly how he navigates the absolute most fundamental trade-off in investing, building a massive account balance versus generating cold, hard cash. It's the core dilemma every single investor faces at some point, right? Do you want a massive number on a screen, or do you want a steady paycheck hitting your bank account? The answer entirely dictates how you should be putting your money to work. Here is our roadmap for today. We're covering the magic of compounding, the growth versus dividend income trade-off, how to build an ETF portfolio, the power of REITs, and finally, the ultimate balanced strategy. Starting off with Section 1, the magic of compounding, proving you really don't need a lot of money to start. See, too many people think they need some massive lump sum to even begin, but the math tells a wildly different story. So here's the crucial question. What actually happens if John stops spending $100 a month on takeout, or, a pair of shoes he's going to forget about in 6 months, or let's be honest, 6 days, and puts it into an S&P 500 index fund instead? He doesn't have a finance degree, and he's not sitting on a pile of savings. He just sets up a simple automatic transfer. Okay, look at this total, over $358,000. And here is the crazy part. Out of that balance, the fund added over $322,000 completely on its own. That is money John never had to work for. He only put in $36,000 of his own cash over those 3 decades. The rest, pure, uninterrupted compounding doing all the heavy lifting for him. To pull this off, John uses an ETF. Basically, it's the ultimate cheat code for owning a piece of the entire market without having to stress over picking winning stocks. You aren't guessing if Apple or Microsoft or Tesla is going to win the decade. You just buy the whole basket, and if one company stumbles, the hundreds of others carry the weight. It's simple, it's cheap, and it is wildly effective. You can literally see the snowball effect in action here. In year 1, it barely feels like anything is happening. By year 10, the fund is matching his effort. But by year 30, the machine is completely running on its own momentum, growing exponentially faster than the money he's putting in. Moving to Section 2, growth versus dividend income. This is the core trade-off every investor faces. Because here is where John hits a wall. A massive account doesn't always equal massive monthly income. He looks at that $358,000 balance and realizes the fund is only paying him a tiny trickle in actual spendable cash. To solve this income problem, we have to look at dividends. Think of a dividend as a company literally paying you just for holding their stock. Instead of a business taking all its profits and reinvesting them into new projects, they slice off a piece and hand it directly to you. The more shares you own, the bigger the check. Now, these numbers are just mind-bending. A $12.8 million growth account pays 5 times less in actual cash than an income account that is half its size. It's wild, right? If you build purely for growth, you get a giant number on paper but almost no yield. But if you build for income, the overall account doesn't climb as high, but it hands you a massive, tangible paycheck every single month. Now, if you want to know how fast either of these accounts will actually double, just use this simple mental model called the Rule of 72. If your dividend fund is growing at roughly 9% a year, you divide 72 by 9, and boom, you know it takes exactly 8 years for that money to double. And that works regardless of whether you started with $500 or $1 million. All right, Section 3, building an ETF portfolio. Let's look at the 3-fund foundation. Because just throwing money at random funds isn't a strategy. We need distinct, specific roles for our investments. Notice how Jones structures this setup. He builds an anchor for stability, a growth engine for aggressive returns, and an international fund so he's not relying on just one country's economy. The S&P 500 gives him the 500 biggest companies in America. The NASDAQ heavily concentrates on high-flying tech to supercharge the returns. And the international fund acts as crucial insurance, a balance just in case the U.S. market cools off for a decade. But for this to actually work over 3 decades, John has to follow 3 very strict rules. He has to treat market crashes as a normal mathematical certainty rather than some panic-inducing anomaly. The itch to fiddle with the portfolio is literally the #1 reason beginners underperform. So, set it, let the dividends automatically buy more shares, and whatever you do, don't touch it when the screen turns red. On to Section 4, the power of REITs, or real estate on autopilot. Now, what if John wants massive monthly income without dealing with physical tenants or broken toilets? Real estate has always been a classic wealth builder, but let's face it, being a landlord is essentially a second job. Well, a REIT flawlessly solves this by letting you own pieces of data centers, cell towers, and warehouses that legally have to hand their profits over to you. Because of that 90% payout rule, REITs generally offer some of the absolute highest dividend yields on the entire market. You get all the cash flow of massive commercial real estate completely on autopilot. Look at this stark trade-off between two distinct REITs over 30 years. Public storage completely dominates in pure monthly cash flow, while Prologis builds a dramatically larger total account balance. Public storage thrives because, well, people always need a place to put their stuff, paying an astonishing $21,000 a month down the line. Prologis, on the other hand, owns the global warehouses powering e-commerce, so they build a gargantuan $6 million balance, but a smaller monthly check. Finally, Section 5, the ultimate balanced strategy. Blending for the best of both worlds. This is where John realizes he doesn't actually have to choose just one path. What if you don't want to completely sacrifice growth for income, or entirely sacrifice income for growth? Because what if we take $500,000 and construct a strategy that offers both a massive balance and a steady paycheck? We can take the absolute best-in-class funds from different categories and literally force them to work together. That way, no single strategy has to carry the entire weight of John's financial future. By blending these 5 specific funds together, we hit that ultimate balance. It's heavily weighted towards income generators, but with enough tech and anchor growth to keep the underlying account soaring. JPI uses an option strategy to hand over massive monthly cash, as CHD provides high-quality dividend growth. VXUS captures those international payouts, VOO keeps the steady American anchor, and VGT gives us that hyper-concentrated tech rocket fuel. And the results? By year 5, this exact portfolio is handing John a completely passive income of $2,602 every single month, while the account itself continues to grow. It's the ultimate sweet spot. The account balance increases by nearly 75% in just 5 years, and the income stream rivals a part-time job, all without him having to lift a single finger. And this highlights exactly why the strategy matters so much. A blended income portfolio protects you from something called sequence of returns risk, because you aren't forced to sell your shares during a terrifying market crash. If you rely entirely on a growth portfolio and the market tanks the exact year you retire, selling off shares to buy groceries locks in those losses forever. But with an income portfolio, the market could crash 40%, but your dividend checks still arrive, and your share count stays exactly the same. So the ultimate question you really have to ask yourself is, what do you actually want your money to do for you in the end? Are you optimizing for the highest possible net worth on a piece of paper, even if you have to dismantle it piece by piece when you retire? Or are you optimizing for peace of mind, where your investments act like an unstoppable machine that just prints cash month after month, year after year? Think about your end game, because the funds you choose today are building it